What's going on, everybody? It's Jeff here. Welcome back to the channel. March was a bit of a choppy month and we are here at the last day. So I wanted to come on here and talk about what I am looking at to see for the best stocks going into April. We're going to be talking about some retail stocks, some recovery stocks. We're also going to be talking about some of the tech heavy stocks that have been beaten down and found a really good level of support. So stick around, guys. You're not going to want to miss this. For those of you that are new to the channel, all I ask is that you hit that like button and subscribe to join the family. If you're interested in joining our private community, it is the first link in the description. We have over 300 members. I have my private portfolio over there and go over all of my stock and options picks for the month. So if you're interested, we would love to have you. First link in the description, guys. Let's get into the video. First, I want to just point out the fact that April generally is the best month for stocks over the last 40 years. This is an article that shows the last 40 years of analysis, and over the last 15 of 20 years, the S&P has returned an average of 2.4%, beating out every single month. Okay, next thing I want to talk about that is going to be coming up very soon is the Easter rally. All right, this is generally where your retail stocks get a good boom and a good lift as individuals, especially because of the colder parts of the United States, are starting to get out more, starting to spend a little bit more, and that shift of going into the warmer weather months. So I want to keep that in mind for the Easter rally. We're going to go over some of those stocks as well. And lastly, I want to talk about the bull market. Okay, right now we are in the second year of the bull market. History suggests a 17% gain could be in store. That is going back of what previous second year of bull markets have done in the past. The first year bull markets are normally much greater than that, seeing about a 40% return, as well as the money in that first year, okay, is going to be focused on high growth speculative stocks. And going into the second year, investors tend to back off a little bit on those high growth stocks and start to shift more into some value stocks. So we're going to be talking about some great value stocks as well as recovery stocks. And like I said, a couple bit of high growth stocks that are just really been beaten down over the last month or two that are finding a really good level of support. So let's shift over to the charts here so we can start going over this. The first thing I want to mention is right here. This is the Nasdaq showing this is /NQ, as it has been beaten down since that high of about February 15th, 16th, and has been pulled back ever since. The Nasdaq was the only index that had hit the correction territory. The Dow Jones and the S&P were continuing to make all-time highs, and the Nasdaq were the only one to drop into that 10%. And it is look now, there has been some consolidation in the last 2 weeks, and it is finally looking like it is starting to break out of that. So keep that in mind. I know a lot of you guys, your portfolios have been bloody red, and if this is the first time you have seen a pullback like this or been involved in a correction, this is a very good time for you really to take a step back and evaluate your portfolio. I've talked about this with the group. I've talked about this in my other videos, that if the Nasdaq is down 10%, the Dow Jones is down, let's say 2%, 3%, or still hitting all-time highs, and your portfolio is down 40 to 50%, you are not diversified enough, okay? And it's a really good, learning experience for you guys to take a step back and just see, you know what, I was way too heavy in one stock or in one sector of stocks, going all in on EV because it smashed last year, was awesome for last year, but not getting out of it, and you're being crushed right now. So this is a very good time for you, to take a step back, maybe think, I don't have any positions that are over 10% in my portfolio, okay, as well as just in certain sectors to really focus on, because this is a really good learning experience for all of you guys that are new to investing. So let's get into this. First off, the first one I want to talk about is Groupon. Right now it is coming off that all-time high of $64.69. It is sitting at $49. This is a phenomenal recovery play. It looks like it has kind of hit that bottom right here and is starting to come up. It did actually report good earnings, which is awesome, as well as you're going to see a big influx of individuals wanting to get out of the summer months, and Groupon has a great phenomenal offers, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have utilized this before. So this is one that I'm going to be looking at very closely over the next coming days, and I see this to do very well for April and the rest of summer. Okay, that's the first one I want to talk about. The next one we're going to talk about is Walmart. They were beaten down a little bit as of right here, you can see, and it hit that low of 126. It might be testing a little bit of resistance as that 180 moving, but I see this not only as an Easter rally swing play, but one that is going to play out for the long time. If you look at it, guys, it's sitting at just under 137. It had that high of 157. I mean, it's Walmart, okay? So they've done a really good job of shifting over to the e-commerce to be able to, compete with Amazon, as well as still their stores are still very busy, okay? and they're continuing to add new products and solutions, all right, to their company as well. So this is one that is going to do really well, not only as an Easter rally swing, but also as a recovery as people are going to start going out a little bit more, as well as it's just beaten down from the highs of where it should be at. Next one we're going to talk about is another straight recovery play. Carnival Cruise Lines, it is bouncing off that 180 moving right now. It hit a high of $30. It's sitting at $26.20 right now. Okay, this was a stock, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit, guys. This is a stock that I talked about. If you go over the last 3 years, okay, it was never below right here, $41, and that happened just at, the end of 2019. Okay, people are going to want to talk about going on vacation, getting back out there, and once the ship starts moving, this is a stock that has been beaten down, that has not been recovered. So while it does look at a premium price right now, I got into it a little bit a while ago. I told everybody in the group that I was adding to my position as well, because it is a very, very bright outlook, and it is a recovery play that will easily go back to its bottom before of $41. So keep that in your mind, guys. This is one that is going to play out for a little bit of time that I am very bullish on as well. Next one I want to talk about, which I've talked about numerous times, I currently have it, is Palantir. Okay, Palantir is going to benefit off of Joe Biden's, infrastructure plan, the green energy infrastructure plan. Okay, it's up 7% today. As well, if you're looking at where it is, it's sitting at a point of very, very strong support around that $23 to $24 range. I think it is a great, great entry. It saw some hype up at the beginning, hit that high of 45, pulled back a little bit, and you see that consolidation of really strong support. So not only am I very bullish on this stock for the, immediate long term, this is a great time to get into it as well, because that green energy that Joe Biden's in the Biden administration, their plan, this is only the beginning of it. Okay, and as well as if you're familiar with Palantir, they have government contracts and they help with that migration over to a cleaner energy and better software data processing solution, and being able to take a step back, as well as, like I said, they work with the government very, very closely. So this is another really good play, though it was one of them, or a stock that was a little bit speculative. Like I said, I think it was beaten down enough and found enough support to be able to add it to this list. Next one I want to talk about is Baidu. Baidu got beaten down. The Chinese stocks got beaten down naturally. If you look at this nice uptrend, okay, it was doing very well. It hit a high of 354. It's sitting at 216. This naturally got a beat down because of everything that was going on in China with the threat of the delisting. However, guys, this is old news. And even though they're still working the process of shifting this over, the SEC is still wanting more information on how to make sure that these, Chinese companies are reporting at the same levels of American companies. The news is old, and sitting it down to $200. It has a long, long way to go. This is a great company that does, as a phenomenal systems and processes to be able to, move to the future as well. So this is one I'm looking for, not only for April, but for the long term as well. Next one I want to talk about was it was a Chinese play as well. NIO, this one has been beaten down a little bit. If you look, guys, it got beaten down naturally because of the EV sector. It traded very far above earnings and revenue. Okay, however, they are continuing to meet their expectations. Tesla got pulled back a little bit because they have been delayed on expectations. Elon Musk had said that he was going to have that level 5 autonomous, a little bit further advanced than it is, all right, as well as the semi-truck, and they haven't done that. NIO continues to meet their expectations, which is bullish for investors. They got beaten down naturally with the EV sector, with the tech sell-off, okay, and got beaten down a little bit here because of the Chinese delisting, as well as them having to stop production. I believe it was for 5 to 7 days because of the chip shortage. Okay, so this is one that is a little bit of a speculative. However, this is a very, very good entry point to get into NIO, not just for April, for the rest of 2021. Next thing I want to talk about is DraftKings. DraftKings, I was really bullish on. It looks like it hit that support of that $58 to $60 mark. Okay, you have more sports coming, as well as states that have not fully legalized gambling. You're going to find more and more states are going to start to legalize gambling because of everything that happened with the coronavirus. These states now need to look beyond the natural ways to get that tax revenue coming in. So this is one I originally had a high price target for, and I can easily see it getting back to that high of $75, which, as you see, it is tested 3 times. Okay, so patterns tend to repeat themselves, guys. They don't always have to, but they tend to repeat themselves, and this is a very good chart and looking at a very good entry to get in for DraftKings. Next one I want to talk about, and this is the last one. This is a risky play. This is Microvision. It looks like it has hit support again. Okay, Microvision is set to release their April, they're set to talk about in April what they're expecting of their LiDAR test. Okay, this has been a very volatile stock, as well as it trades very, very far from earnings. Okay, and this is a speculative play. However, having a small position in Microvision for the opportunity, because if they get acquired by another company who's going to utilize their LiDAR technology for the autonomous driving, okay, all right, or they're going to sell one of their verticals, okay, or get a really good contract, this is going to be really good for Microvision. So just wanted to add in a speculative play for you guys, as well as because they have the news of them reporting of where exactly they're at in April. It is expected to come out, and it's not fully priced. And if you look at the chart, very great entry getting in at this $12 to $13 range and riding it all the way up to that $19 range that has been hit numerous times before. Okay, so this is a good sign of support. So just wanted to give you a couple different variety of different stocks for you guys to think about going into April. All right, as well as the number one thing that I want you to get out of this video is just to take a step back and look at your portfolio. And this is a really good time to be able to diversify and get into some of the other sectors that maybe you haven't been into. All right, whether it's come to retail, leisure, a little bit of entertainment, financial, healthcare, and so forth. If you're way too heavy on tech, this is a really good time to evaluate it, guys. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.